What's up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I am Matt.
And the Brograph Brocast is a podcast that's a supplement to our website, brograph.com, which is a motion graphics site which has tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other motion graphics related stuff. And on the show, we talk about anything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing taxes, doing business stuff, being a contractor, and I think that covers a lot of it.
I think that was pretty good. That was a good introduction this time.
I should write it down so that I don't have to just think of it every time.
Right.
That would be pretty good. So if you're new to the show, which we might have some new people from DFW
Hello.
this week, hello.
Our numbers were pretty high last week, which is good.
Yeah.
I feel like people are getting back into the flow of me moving into a new house and having crappy internet, and us not posting it on the exact day every time.
Yeah. We're getting there. It looks like Monday morning is our new release time, though, which is fine.
Sorry for all those who are looking forward to it on your Monday morning drive.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you, Amy.
I prefer it because, honestly, we do this so late. By the time we're done, it's like, you know what? Let's just post it in the morning and not be super incredibly tired the next day.
Dude, I've been fighting sleep all week. All week, been fighting sleep.
You got to get that sleep, man. Keeps you healthy.
Once you're not getting enough sleep, what do? Come on, Dave.
You're not getting enough sleep?
If you're not getting enough sleep, what do?
You stay up later?
No. Come on, that's what Barton said at DFWC4D.
Oh, yes, of course. If you're not getting enough sleep, you raise your rates.
Right.
You hire help, yeah. But health is it's a really big topic. It's a really big thing for me lately, just trying to get more sleep, which I've been doing a pretty good job of doing,
I think you've been doing great.
I mean,
you haven't had a lot of these, 2 or 3. I think you've only had one in the past month.
That's good.
And that was the night of the Apple, once they started the pre-sale or whatever.
Yeah, but I think I had a nap earlier in the day, which kind of balanced it out a little bit, which is good.
Dude, I took a nap on Friday. That's the first time I've taken a nap during the day in a long time.
Feels good, bro.
Yeah, it's nice running your own company.
Yeah. I mean, I got this couch here, just taking a little nap.
Yep.
The other thing, too, is just being able to eat right, exercise, do all that stuff. And I know I talked about it on the show that I found out that I had kidney problems. Well, after going through all this rigmarole and going to the doctor and stuff, it turns out that I do not have kidney problems.
That's right.
Which is super, super awesome to find out. But the one thing that it did do for me, because I was sick, I had pneumonia, I thought I had kidney problems, I had all these weird aches and pains, and I was just... it was weird because I was getting a lot healthier and doing all the right things, but I felt worse.
Yeah.
But the one good thing that did for me is it really got my priorities straight. Yeah. In my head, mentally, kind of just really got me super focused on what I want to do, thinking, okay, maybe I'm not going to be around as long as I thought, that kind of thing.
Dave, don't be thinking like that.
Well, it does kind of make you start thinking like that when something like that happens. Yeah.
When you have kids, that's the worst. The looming sense of death is over you at all times.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful.
Totally. But, it's good because
I have a monthly, what is it? Existential crisis, at least once a month, where I'm fearing death and fearing, someone else dying and blah, blah, blah. It's awful.
Yeah. I think a lot of people go through that. And to me, it seems like whenever I have health problems, it all kind of comes pouring back to me.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's a good thing because once I get through it, it's just it's a big slap in the face to say, hey, get yourself straight. Stop screwing around. Stop, stop, doing stupid crap and not sleeping and eating crap food and stop.
Yeah, but you've been eating crazy healthy lately. You've been good. Steaming your meat or whatever.
Basting my meat.
Basting your meat.
Except for this Crystal Pepsi I'm drinking right now. Dude. But I have one every Sunday. So
you will be very proud of me. I have not had a soda in 4 days.
It's good.
I was super sick this week, like mega ultra mega sick. It's the most sick I have been in a really long time. Probably
it's
about
doing it for
3
you
or
too.
4 years. Yeah. It's running your own company. It makes you sick, and all the stress that we've had from all the travel and blah blah blah, But yeah, so
Got
I had
you
like
off
this.
the aspartame.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got that. So I had this like awful, horrible like bubble in my stomach or whatever, and it just got worse and like started getting chest pains and back pains, And so like I couldn't get comfortable laying down at all, and so I'm thinking it's like gas or whatever, or heartburn. So I'm trying to take Gas-X, and like it's just not working. It's so painful. And I said, you know what? I can't. There's no reason. So my dad just recently got out of the hospital because he had a hole in his stomach, basically. He had he had the weight loss surgery, and it your stomach is only so big, and he wasn't doing the best, and he was drinking soda like you shouldn't, and taking aspirin like you really shouldn't, and he got a hole in his stomach, and that got me thinking like he's not supposed to be drinking Diet Coke or soda or whatever, and that's just causing all sorts of bloatedness within me. I'm like, I'm gonna write off soda. There's no reason I need it. But so like had the worst. And that night
the caffeine withdrawals.
Oh, it was so bad. Hardcore migraine for 3 days straight.
And you're not a coffee drinker, so there's
not
no
a coffee
alternative.
drinker. But so like I am finally feeling a little bit better in my stomach, and I just needed a day. My wife was so awesome. She took the kids, she went over to her mom's house, she just hung out and went shopping and did stuff, and she let me just kind of like sleep. But right before I went to sleep, I took a 100 milligram caffeine pill, and within like an hour felt amazing. Haven't felt that good. Like,
it's amazing what caffeine does,
gosh,
man.
it's so awful. But today, haven't had any caffeine, and I'm kind of like, man, here's the thing. Like, I jump on and off caffeine all the time, like I'll go and I'll, me, when I drink Diet Coke, I drink like 6 or 7 a day. I'm awful but when I get off of caffeine, like I always sleep just so good, but like the day just drags on whenever you're working and stuff. But like it's funny because I don't have those moments of where I can't focus on one thing. Like I can focus on one thing, but I never get really super excited about it when I'm not drinking caffeine.
I've cut back on the caffeine quite a bit as well because I used to drink so much coffee. Just I always had a coffee in front of me all day, and now I have maybe 2 a day, and that's the max.
Yeah.
So, it's hard not to have something.
Yeah.
It's like you want to have something. You want to have caffeine, or you want to have an energy drink, or
man, I'll tell you, like I would love to just grab one of those surges out of my fridge right now
and slam a surge. Do the do.
But I know I would not get to sleep.
Or even when it comes to recreational stuff, like not drinking it. Like I've been through phases of not drinking at all. Like I went a year one time without drinking at all. I went 6 to 8 months without drinking at all. Another time. It's that kind of thing. No caffeine, no sugary drinks, no coffee, no energy drinks, no beer, no whiskey, no weed, no opiates, no, the list goes on, right?
Staying away from heroin and cocaine.
I mean, just being completely straight laced. It's really weird. It's like if I don't have at least one thing on the list, then I go crazy. And I bet you there's a lot of other people out there like that. But
yeah, man, I gave up smoking and drinking, like 9 years ago?
Oh yeah, cigarettes too. We didn't even mention cigarettes.
Yeah. Dude, I was a crazy smoker. At one point, I was smoking 3 packs a day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I worked at Domino's Pizza for a really long time, and I was delivering pizzas. And when I delivered pizzas, man, it was like I was smoking 3 packs a day. I'd get in my car out for a delivery. I'd smoke a cigarette, light up another one depending on how far I was going. I'd make the delivery, smoke however many it took to get back, you know?
Most I ever had was probably a pack a day.
Man.
And that was in like 99.
Yeah.
2000, something like that. And I had to quit that.
Awful.
But it's hard to do. You're in this industry. That's the thing. You sit in front of a computer all day. Your friends all go out to smoke, or you all go out to drink, or you're sitting there just drinking sugary drinks, trying to have caffeine to stay awake all day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you think that it's making you feel better, but it's really not.
Yeah. It's really just the addiction.
It's really not at all. You know, the best thing right now for me has been, of course, I've been able to do it traveling, but you know, we talked about it before. I've been doing meal prep, and there's just something about it's time to eat. I go to the microwave, put it in for a minute, and I get it out, and it's ready to go. I'm not going to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Burger King. I'm not ordering a pizza.
Here's the thing about us. I mean, we're working from home, from our homes. It's I found it is totally different. Like, I am more inclined to actually eat something out of my pantry, something that I wouldn't have even thought of, you know, versus because I just don't want to leave the house. Back when I was working in an office, it's like I couldn't wait to leave the office and, you know, go to Taco Bell or go somewhere really unhealthy. But now I feel like my lunches now are a whole lot healthier.
And if you are working for somebody, there's a couple options, and it depends on where you work. Like, there are places where I worked where you could kind of, you could bring something and you could warm it up and you could kind of go to another area and kind of be gone, per se, for a little while. Like, people couldn't find you. But you could also warm it up. You could take it somewhere. You can go to the park. You can go, I mean, you know, go eat in your car.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so different. Like,
it is different.
I don't mind eating lunch at my desk when I'm at home, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Working for yourself is such a whole different animal.
It's so awesome.
It's awesome. It really is.
And even being able to stop and go work out and just say, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to come home and I'm going to feel good because I wasn't sitting in front of this desk.
Yeah, totally. And, you know, once this whole messy, crazy, you know, next month that we've got going, I'm going to start getting back on that train where I'm working out, you know, at lunchtime.
Well, I'm about to hit it hard again because, you know, you're going on the road. I'm getting off the road.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually, I mean, I have some stuff, but it's not for like a month. So I have a good 4-week schedule right there that's going to fit my plan perfectly. And I'm really going to get, because, you know, what has happened to me my entire life is I start losing weight.
Dude, I will tell
you,
you look good.
I screw it up.
You look good. Like right now, you look really good because I was watching one of the old Diageo videos. I was doing a Google search for.
I looked awful in that video.
I was doing a Google search for caustics in octane, you know, and just ended up finding the octane bottle thing. You know, couldn't find anything, so I was watching it for a little bit. Yeah, you've lost a bunch of weight.
Well, appreciate that. I know I've lost 20-something pounds in the last few months, and probably since that video, 30-something pounds. And man, I'm telling you, just if you get in that routine, you just got to keep it up, because so many times I've dropped a lot of weight, and then I kind of, I'm just gonna eat Taco Bell today, and I'm gonna eat pizza today, and then it just, before you know it, it's just out of control, and you're back where you were. And it's like, once you get to a certain point, that is the best time to push it up a notch.
Yeah, it took me a year and a half. Like, I was at 220, and then it took me a year and a half to get down to like 190, and it took me probably 3 or 4 months to get back up to 220. Because, man, when I go off the rails, I do too. Sugar is my horrible thing. I love it. You know, I love sugar.
It's pizza and ice cream for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Candy.
It's awful. It's so awful.
Maybe not candy. I don't know. Tonight, so I've been feeling super sick, you know? And, like, the other day, I literally didn't eat anything until dinner time because I just felt awful. So today, we went to the store and I picked up one of those Hostess snowballs, you know?
Oh,
like
my gosh.
The coconut on top? Yeah, the coconut and the marshmallow.
Oh, that just makes you feel awful when you eat it, though.
I had both of them, the 2 snowballs, and I have never felt better. I hadn't felt so
funny.
good like all week. Maybe I was going through sugar withdrawal or something, or maybe
Maybe.
like the marshmallow was helping with the heartburn or something. But man, I felt
Yeah.
so good afterwards.
Well, we'll get back in the swing, you know.
Yeah.
We'll get after we get off the road and stuff. We're
Yeah.
we're both going on the road tomorrow together.
Yeah, totally.
That'll be fun going to Portland, and
Man, I love Portland.
it's going to be nice weather. I just got back from Denver. I got back from Denver literally like 3 hours ago.
Yeah, and then you're gonna like less than 12 hours later, you're gonna be heading out.
Yeah.
Or,
I checked in for my flight for
On your
tomorrow on my flight back just
Yeah.
now. It was an hour drive to the airport because of where I was. I wasn't in Denver proper. It was an hour drive to the
Denver
airport.
proper.
And then I was early, so I waited 2 hours to board. I got on. We were delayed for 3 hours on the runway, and then we had our 2 hour flight. So
That's
it took me
awful.
6 hours for what should have been like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And so now we're turning around and leaving again.
Yep.
But it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm
you're gonna
excited
start-
to travel. I'm excited
Yeah.
to like get to know this whole side of the business. You
It's a
know,
different
I'm
thing. It's a
super
different animal.
nervous to be like running that stuff live, but
It's a good start.
Yeah.
It's small. It's short. You know, it's a good show to start on. It will be really cool. But you'll be gone and I'll be gone and back and forth. It'll be
I'm
kind of
gone.
weird because
I'm gone this week, and then I'm gone for 2 shows next week, and then I get a week off, and then I'm 2 shows and then 1 show. Ugh.
and I'm going to be here kind of holding down the fort. The weird thing is that I won't have my accountability partner here every day to
Yeah,
to Skype in and check on me and make sure I'm not,
that's
napping
funny.
all day.
I've
or
never
playing
thought
Halo.
about it that way. I'm just I just think about it as like, hey, what's going on?
No, man, I'm totally like, sometimes like if you don't call and I'm not sitting in front of my computer, I may just not do anything.
That's funny. Well,
It just makes me stay on
with
track.
all the stuff that we're doing. We got all of our bills paid, so that's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal.
Oh, we got so much coming up. I'm gonna have to hit it hard when we get back.
The best part about owning your own business is, so with a normal job, you work your tail off hoping that there's like some sort of incentive at the end, like Christmas bonus or something. Like you never know. Some jobs you never knew when if they were gonna do a Christmas bonus,
Right.
And like this one job, I had made them like probably $250,000 in these videos
Jeez.
that I had done, and they gave us like $100. And I'm like, that is so crappy, So it's like, but we own our own business, so we can see the numbers every month, so we know we're going to give ourselves a pretty dang good Christmas bonus.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good, and then we can, have a super slow December, and
Yeah.
Actually, no, it'll be a good December. It'll be a slow January. That's usually how it goes.
That's all
Or
right.
it picks up in January, but there's no money coming in from the last 2 weeks of December.
Yeah.
I got a good bonus a couple of years ago. It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That was the job I
thing-
got you.
Yeah. The thing is, I think I will have some time, though, to do some pretty hardcore Brograph stuff coming up in the next few weeks. I have it on the calendar
Sweet.
as Brograph Week.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be the official Brograph Week
You
for
should
me,
do it
and
that
I'm
week
really
that
try and
I'm
go
going
at
to
it.
be in town. And then
I believe that's when it is.
Okay, cool. Then maybe
Yeah.
I'll knock out some of these tutorials as well.
But we have a lot of projects coming up.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. It's been busy. It's going to be busy. Business is good. It seems like the economy is doing well. DFWC4D went really well.
Yeah, it did.
We got a lot of people out there, man.
Yeah.
For the first one,
we had
40
a
to
lot of
50
people sign up. We didn't have as many people show up, but
Yeah, that's
I
the thing, man. You do free tickets.
yeah.
People are like, yeah, I'll get a ticket, and if I don't go, I just won't go.
Yeah.
It's kind of that mentality of I don't have to go because it's free, but so I'll just get a ticket.
Yeah, which is okay. That's fine. Whatever. We actually had a
we
ton
still-
of people sign up
Yeah.
day of.
Yeah.
Then once they found out there were free drinks going on.
Yeah. Well, we signed people up at the door too,
Yeah,
which was
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And so between 40, 50 people, it was packed enough.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I mean, I was extremely happy with how many people came out for the first one, and I think it's going to be a matter of, can we keep that up? You know, I hope that these people enjoyed it and want to come back. And
we had a
tell
few
their
Brograph
friends.
listeners, which was awesome. So
really
shout out
cool.
to you guys.
A lot of people came up and told me, I just didn't realize that there were other Cinema 4D people around. I was trying to find them, and I didn't know where they were, and I saw this thing online, and
which was weird. There were advertisements and stuff for this, like, because we did a Facebook ad, right?
Yeah.
But someone said they saw one in LinkedIn.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody posted it.
I don't know.
Or something.
I mean,
noticed,
I posted something on my LinkedIn, but I don't know.
It could be, and maybe someone shared it.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know, I even did a search. I saw like the
I don't really know how LinkedIn works.
The Texas Film Commission or whatever it is, they posted a link to the whole thing.
Oh,
which
they did?
I noticed after the fact.
That's cool.
So that was up, and because I think we joined that or something at one point.
All right.
So it was really cool. I'm glad it's over in the fact that we can kind of move to the next thing, because
totally.
We always have these big projects. We had the plug-in, we had this, and it's like, okay, now we're going to get back to the basics. We're going to get back to the basics in our work. We're going to get back to some Brograph basics. Kind of move on to the next deal.
Next week, though, is going to be a fantastic show.
Yes, it is.
We got a good guest.
Yeah,
we got a good guest.
Are we not going to say?
Nah, we could say. Okay. I've been chatting with Chad Ashley from Grayscale Gorilla, and he is going to be on the show next week.
It's going to be awesome.
Next week is the 2nd, correct?
Yeah, and we literally have like no time to prep, so we're gonna have to like maybe we should do this on the plane.
Nah, yeah, we could do that.
We gotta have some
here's the thing,
stuff to talk about.
Like, I have a feeling we're gonna talk render engines. You know, we're gonna talk Arnold, because
Arnold Noctane.
Yeah, Arnold Noctane. I feel like next week is going to be... So, like, all of you who got mad at me because I steamrolled P. Diddy, on the Arnold thing, make sure to listen to this one, because I feel like he's going to have a lot of insight.
Does he know a lot about V-Ray?
I don't know. I don't know
if he's used a lot of V-Ray or not, because we have that email from Josh Foster that we need to address. It was
the one about iRay?
Oh, it was about iRay. That's right.
iRay.
I didn't know if that would be something good to include on the show. If he knows
talk about it. Yeah,
we'll ask him if he knows about it, because we haven't had time to prep that topic yet.
Yeah,
but we will.
Yep. So, anyway,
because I'm coming back, and then I'm immediately the next morning doing shows. Doing another show here in Dallas.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna be. I will get back, and then. The next day I'm on like a big shoot.
Yep.
So
and then I'm having all the guys over from the show to the house, and then the next day, and because Friday's my birthday, so like,
so everyone on Twitter, if you're listening to this on Friday, send him a big happy birthday.
The big 3-6 dog.
Man, you're old.
3-6. I know.
Just kidding.
But the thing is, so Sunday is going to be like the official day to celebrate. And so, like, I'm going to be out doing stuff. So there really isn't any good time to prep for the show, but I really want to be prepped for it if Chad's going to be on.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm just going to be doing it in between stuff all week.
Yeah.
Because I want to have some good stuff, some good juicy topics and such.
Juicy.
But the presentations at DFWC 4D were awesome.
They were so good, man. Like Barton's was incredible. Like that it was so good.
And Tom did a great presentation in Corona, and man, dude, I'm waiting for the Cinema 4D version on Mac.
Yeah, well,
so I can mess with it
here's the cool thing about Corona Renderer. Actually, the sucky part is it's only Windows. So it's only Windows, but if you've got a Windows machine, you can actually download the alpha of it now for free, 1.5. And he said 1.6 should be coming out relatively soon. So, and they think they're going to keep that as a, free update. The coolest thing that I have seen about, like, I'll be really happy. I'm totally going to try it out once 1.6 comes out, because I actually found it to be the 1.5 version pretty easy. Like the layout was pretty simple, which I liked. It's got the interactive preview renderer, which is cool. It was a little crashy on me on 1.5. He said they're hoping to fix that, or that should be fixed in 1.6.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing that I have seen, and I've seen some of these tweets online, is it's like a light lister
The
or
lighting
something.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like once it renders or whatever, you can change your lights within there, and it automatically, you don't have to re-render.
Like,
you know?
big time. Like, he was, like, turning down the sun and turning on these fluorescent lights and stuff, I think, in one of the videos.
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, the interactive stuff is, like, you can move an object, you know? Like, in Octane, if you pick up an object and you move it, the whole scene starts re-rendering.
Right.
But from what I could tell in these videos, when he was moving an item, it was only re-rendering that little section where that item was and not the rest of it.
Which was really cool. That's really cool. That's a really cool feature. So hopefully, I don't know. He said they may keep the plugin for C4D free. Who knows? Once the whole thing comes out, but I don't know.
Do you have to have the base render engine to do it?
I didn't have it on mine.
It's just a free render engine?
It's just a free render engine right
No.
now. As of right now,
sure
it is
that's
a
true.
Absolutely true. Right now, it is a free render engine. You can download that alpha and install it in Cinema 4D only if you have a Windows machine, you know, and play around with it all you want.
I've seen some posts in the Cinema 4D subreddit where people are posting Corona stuff.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like I said, it's
Octane,
a little crashy right now, but, you know, it's cool if you're looking for a whole nother render engine to try. It's a good one.
but that's what he was saying, is that they have that stuff kind of under control, but it's just not released yet.
Yeah.
But I've seen, it's funny, I've seen people posting Corona stuff in the Facebook Octane group. Everybody's like,
Oh,
what
really?
are you doing?
That's funny.
Yeah. I reported it to Tom. I was like, what is this doing in here? Because I know he's trying to get rid of the off-topic stuff.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Like, he's really trying to clamp down on it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've seen people doing stuff. And, of course, Barton's
So good.
made me think so much.
Yeah. Like it's have you gone through and edited these yet?
I have them synced. I haven't edited them yet, but they will
Okay.
be up. We will be posting them soon.
Yes.
I might be able to get to it next week. We'll see.
That would be awesome.
I
Because
think-
I really want to watch Barton's again.
Yes. Yeah,
Like,
it was really good. You know what? We can't post them yet.
He went above and beyond my expectations for what I thought he was going to do. You know, it was so cool being able to hear from a professional. It's so funny because, like, you know, at the end of each person speaking or whatever, we'd be like, does anybody have any questions? And really no one had any questions for Tom or for you or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But after Barton was done speaking, dude, there were tons of questions. And you could tell, like, because he was talking about basically building a business from the ground up. And it's like every single person in that room was at some point in, you know, his whole timeline, was at a different point in his timeline, you know? And it was so cool to be able to see that, because it was something that every single one of us could relate to. Because we're all trying to build a business and trying to make things and grow and, you know, be better and whatever.
And it's good for him too, because I think, you know, we had lunch with him a few months ago when we first started talking about DFWC 4D, and it was his idea to do a presentation on the business aspect of it.
Oh, it was his idea?
Yes, he wanted to go into that, because I think he has done these technical presentations for Maxon and stuff before, and he was like, "Well, I want to talk about
doing
the
another
business
one
end of
in
it."
Austin, I believe. He's doing
for
the
the
Maxon Roadshow. Yeah, down in Austin. So if you're in Austin, check him out.
And it may be a similar presentation. This might be kind of like his trial run. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what they're having him speak about, but it would be. But I mean, that's the thing. I think he really wanted to go this route because he hasn't done any speaking on this particular thing yet, and so I was like, yeah, totally. Like, let's do that, because that's what people want to hear right now. They want to know more, and it made me totally like reevaluate where I want to go.
Yeah,
Definitely.
seriously.
What I want to be doing, because we've been so focused on just paying the bills that we've kind of lost sight of what we really want to do.
We're not focusing just on paying the bills. We're we're basically paying bills and building up capital. That's what we're doing. What we're doing right now is building capital.
Right.
You know?
But we kind of have a place that we want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, you will kind of lose track of that.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you got these crazy off on the road things.
Well, that's the thing. You get so busy, you're like, oh wait, what was I doing again? What was the point of this?
Yeah.
And that's what it made me think about. It made me think about rates and getting sleep and having people help you. And we do have a lot of projects right now that I think we could get help with, contractors and stuff that are coming up. Some we're already doing that with because honestly, we're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
We've got overflow, and
which is good.
Which is a really good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that, maybe it is time to start talking about rate raising and all that kind of stuff. When you fill your calendar, raise your rates. But we want to put them online. We can't put them online just yet because we need, first of all, there was stuff in the presentation that is kind of still in the works, but after a few weeks, it'll be finished and the presentation can be live.
Yeah.
You just couldn't show it yet. And I think the same thing with Tom. I think some of the stuff in the...
Yeah, he showed off, like a demo reel or something.
Yeah.
That he doesn't have permission or something. Anyway.
And we'll work it out. I want to move. I want to keep it moving. I want to keep, as a person, I want to keep my career path moving. Even though I'm in the career I want. Just to keep going toward what I want. Because there's two types of jobs in this world. Yeah. Somebody told me this a long time ago.
Okay.
There's the type of job where you wash your hands before you go to the bathroom. And the type where you wash your hands after you go to the bathroom.
Wash your hands before you? Oh, okay.
And my goal, after he told me that, my goal was like, I want to wash my hands after I go to the bathroom.
I would hope that you do that anyway.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
When your hands are so dirty that you don't even want to,
Right. Anyway.
Yeah.
So when's the next DFW C4D?
The next DFW C4D, which, by the way, and I don't remember who this was, and I apologize because we were drinking a lot. They tore up our paper thing and they moved the letters around and they rebranded us.
Yeah.
To
which I thought it was awesome.
DFW.
Yeah.
Which is great. And so we did buy the web address for that night.
Yeah. So we may rebrand it as C4 DFW.
Which is way better.
Yeah, I think so too.
The next one we're talking about March.
Okay.
I think would be good. I don't think this quarter would be feasible because the holidays.
I don't know. Maybe February. We might be able to do February. So.
So we'll do that. I can't wait. Eventbrite, man. I love Eventbrite.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like being able to see every single person who signed up and,
the check-in process and stuff.
The check-in process was amazing.
Yeah. Just logged us in, and Christy handled all that on her phone. You can scan, you can check people in, add people. And then I noticed that the Maxon Roadshow is using Eventbrite now as well for their thing.
I think a lot of people are using it.
You know, they take a cut if you're doing a non-free event.
Oh, really?
Because they're doing the ticket sales, they take a small percentage of each sale. But, that's a small price to pay to have all of that organization in one place.
Yeah, totally.
There's analytics and all this other kind of stuff. So if you're doing an event, that's a really cool tool to have.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, and I actually just finished before the show watching the half-res wrap-up portion of the Grayscale Gorilla podcast where they were talking about about what happened and everything. Yeah. It's interesting to hear that side of the story.
Oh man,
which is funny because I swore up and down that Chris had been saying that Paul gave him that scotch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like everyone was drinking heavily, so it's hard to keep everything straight.
That's funny. It was just really funny to hear that side of it.
Uh-huh.
So, Yeah. It was good. It was good. We were all reminiscing in our own way.
But DFW C40 was awesome. So if you guys can make it to the next one, whenever that's going to be, you definitely should. It is going to be fantastic.
Maybe we can do a big regional meetup.
Yeah. You know, and like we were talking about that with EJ up at Half Res, you know, like doing different areas and stuff, you know, being able to like get some big regional meetups and stuff. You know, you
call
got
it quarter
Coast.
res.
Yeah, quarter. I don't know. Like, you know, you got the South, you've got the East, you've got the West, you've got the North, you got the Denver area.
Yeah, and then, you know, you can do half res, and then we can get all these groups together with the half res people and do a big national one somewhere awesome.
Yeah.
And call it full res.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's fun to get together with people.
And then, you know,
though,
all the individual cities and states, each state could have its own, and there'd be like 1/50th res.
Yeah, 1 pixel.
Right.
Each person is a pixel.
Right.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's fun to get together with people, though, at these events, especially when it's people you haven't seen in a while. I had a couple people. I had a guy show up who I haven't talked to or haven't seen in person since college.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I had a buddy who you and I have had him do work for us, but I physically have not actually seen him in years.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Cool.
You get to see people reminisce and be like, "You guys remember things? You guys remember the '80s?
Yeah, remember.
I can't believe South Park stole that from us.
Did
Making fun of remembering things.
So, anyway, yeah, with their member berries.
Remember berries. Max on Max to C4D.
Yes.
Has a new update with Octane support.
It does not yet. It does not yet.
It will.
It will. Actually, the Facebook post that they posted on, I believe it was the Octane group or whatever.
Yeah.
The Octane Facebook. It says the version 3.2 that is coming soon will have Octane. But it's cool because you'll be able to convert from Max V-Ray materials to, you know, C40 Octane, which is awesome.
Oh, straight to Octane.
Yeah, straight
from
to
V-Ray?
Octane. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah. So if I understand correctly, but like right now they show it off and it's like you can take V-Ray or, you know, standard Max stuff and export it to standard materials in C40 and then just use the convert to materials or convert materials, you know?
Yeah. It's basically doing that, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's cool. So before I forget, send emails. We need some more emails. It's been a while. We got some. We got a lot of social stuff going on, but the emails, we really love the emails. You know, just hearing from people. Send us something, a long form email. Tell us what you think about the show. Tell us what you think about, or ask questions. Nothing is too small, too complicated. We love having these. You know, sometimes, you know, like Josh Foster's, you know, we might not get to it right away, but we will. It's good to have on hand because, you know, we always need material. And not only that, but, you know, with Chad being on the show next week, it's a good time to send in a good question.
Yeah, totally. If you ever want to ask Grayscale Gorilla something, here's your chance.
Yeah. Okay, Octane clarification. This is what I got to figure out here. The 1080s. So there's been a lot of talk about, I'm getting 1080s so I can work on Octane, all that kind of thing. And at first it was like, well, you know, that doesn't work with Octane. And then after a while it was like, okay, well, it does work with Octane, but it's not as fast because it's not fully on Pascal. It's kind of a hack. Now it's like, okay, it's working, but it's not as fast as it could be because the DSK for NVIDIA Pascal stuff isn't fully out there yet to where all the pieces are compatible. So it's kind of going through this phase where, like, 1080s, if you want to get a 1080, yes. Will it work with Octane? Yes. But it's not going to be working up to expectations right away. So just keep that in mind.
And where are you seeing this stuff?
Most of this I'm seeing on the Facebook Octane group. Man,
Okay.
I'm all in there all the time. There's 10,000 members. There's
Jeez.
always great stuff in there. I know you're a member of the Octane for Semaphore D group as well on
I'm in the
Facebook.
Octane group as well. I think you signed me up or something. I get all the notifications. It's kind of annoying, actually.
Oh, I love it, man. There's always really good stuff in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
it breaks
is.
up the monotony of dog picture, baby picture. I hate Trump. I hate Hillary.
That's true.
I hate Trump. I hate Hillary. This black person got shot by a cop. I hate the cops because of that.
Oh, boy.
It's all, just back and forth and back and forth. Trump, 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 Hillary, Hillary, shooting, riot,
Yeah,
riot.
but then there you are poking the bear,
Octane.
poking the bear, poking the bear,
Oh man, I've
poking the
slowed
bear.
down on that. I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
Ready for the election to be over.
Yes.
What is it, November
I can't even
6th?
get on Facebook anymore. But that's why I like this, because it's like all that crap, and then it's like, oh, look at this awesome render. Oh, click on this, and then I can start going into the group and looking through all of these awesome pictures. And
See, that's what I do with Twitter. That's why I love Twitter.
yeah, but this is so
always
specific.
on. I know I'm always on Twitter because I like seeing all of this stuff. I check my Twitter way more than I do my Facebook. I check our Twitter way more.
There's
than I do
more
my
like Octane specific things. Like people are talking about very, very specific things they did in Octane, and it's like, yeah, okay, I can. This is cool. This is better than I hate Hillary. I hate Trump.
True.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. So the topic idea that I had was something that kind of did stem from DFWC4D.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not a long topic, but your reputation follows you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I've said from the very beginning, never burn a bridge.
Yeah, for sure.
Most of the people that we do work for now, most of our clients are former employers that we had.
We have actually done work for every single one of my former employers and your former employers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
In the video industry.
We still do a lot of work for several of my former employers.
Yeah.
It's just
and now you're working for one of my former employers.
Yeah, I know, right? We, as a company, are working. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't ever burn a bridge, And don't be a jerk to the people that you're working with.
And we had a big episode on burning bridges where we talked a lot about this, but this is kind of like what happens afterwards, and this is a good lesson in it. There's a reputation that follows you, and it's not just about burning bridges, it's about the reputation. Like if you burn a bridge with somebody, for example, okay, like that's understandable. Maybe that comes back to bite you in one way or another. But where it sometimes will come back to bite you as well is in the area of things that you don't even realize. And case in point, there is a guy that we used to work with at a company, and he was pretty much a jerk to everybody.
Everybody.
Was very backstabbing.
Yes, extremely. He was like
silent backstabbing.
Let's see. Who's someone who, like, I don't know, he's highly manipulative too, like trying to work things into his own favor and make people look bad
in front of management.
Yeah, just so that he'll look better.
And in a way where you might not even find out till later or realize what happened till later. Like I missed out on raises I was supposed to get because this guy was trying to make himself look good. He wasn't like specifically trying to bash me, but he was trying to make himself look good. And then when it came down to raise time, he just essentially just was, he was upset that I was better at management aspects than he was. I think he was upset that a lot of people were better artistically than he was. A lot of people showing him up in all areas, not just me, just everybody. And in the end, every single person who worked there ended up not liking him. And every single person who worked there ended up all still being friends with each other.
Yeah, we're all still friends.
Yeah.
We were all actually hanging out at DFWC 4D.
Yeah.
All of us. He wasn't there.
but he wasn't there. He's the only person who doesn't keep in touch anymore. I mean, we had people coming out of the woodwork. Our friend Eddie, he was texting me all day like, oh man, I can't make it, but good luck. I hope you guys have a good, the whole thing. Like all these people, the only person who didn't say anything or even acknowledge we were having this, if they couldn't make it, was this guy. And it's like, why do you have to be like that? And so the thing about your reputation following you is that like everybody now has realized what happened in hindsight, and that they were all kind of backstabbed. And so this guy, we're not going to mention his name, was at DFWC4D. And
there was a guy, not the guy who we were talking about.
No, not that
guy.
There was a guy there, and we had met him for the first time. And we were talking about our company, and he brought up this company name, which just happened to have the same name as another company. But we thought he was talking about the company we used to work for. So we were talking to him about it and whatnot, because he said he had an interview there. We were like, all right. So the next day, because I had asked somebody at the company, did you talk to this guy? So maybe I could put in a good word for him, whatever it is.
Right.
And they're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't interview anybody. So I sent something to the guy. I'm like, well, are you sure? What? No, they're saying they don't know who you are. And he's like, oh no, it was, I looked up in the email. It was this guy that I had the interview with. And it's the guy we were talking about, the guy, the backstabber guy who just is not friends with anybody anymore. And I was like, oh, it's because the company he went to work for has the same name as the company he used to work for.
Right.
Which is crazy. And so I'm like,
it's just spelled differently.
But he said, it's so-and-so. Do you know this guy? And I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And just about any other person in the world, I would have been like, oh, that's awesome, man. You should talk to this guy. Maybe I could put in a good word for you. Maybe I could text him and say, hey. But no, in this situation, because of how this guy was over these years toward everybody, I was like, don't do it.
Yeah, you don't want to work for him.
You don't want to work for that guy. I'll tell you every reason in the world why you shouldn't work for this guy. And I'm not trying to, and I told him I'm not trying to bash. I am just being completely honest with you. You don't want to work for this guy because this is what he did to all of us. And all those people that you met the other night were super awesome people who were still really good friends. We all work with each other. We try and give each other gigs back and forth. Like we're all tight. We tight. And this guy, you don't want to work for him because he's the only person. Once he was gone, he's gone. He's like, screw you guys. I don't want to ever talk to you again.
I hate you guys. I'm getting ham.
And just don't do it. Don't do it, man. And it's I don't like to be like that. Right?
I know, but still, like you're looking out for your fellow,
right,
C4Ders or whatever, your fellow MoGraph guys. And that's the thing, like it's a small little MoGraph world or whatever, but we got to look out for our own. And if, one of these guys is going to be, I don't know, someone who you don't want to work for, wouldn't you rather know that ahead of time?
Oh,
absolutely.
Definitely.
So,
and I said those other guys probably have worse things to say than I do. Yeah. But the thing about it is, I don't like to be like that. I don't want to say, oh, I hate that guy. But sometimes there are people who just force you to not like them. Yeah. And I might see him in a social situation or run into him somewhere and be like, hey, what's up? Catch up for a minute. But, I'm not going to, I know that he doesn't care. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about anybody else. And I'm not going to lie to the guy and be like, oh, yeah, you should totally take the job. I'm going to tell him the truth.
Yeah, totally.
So, because you never know who anybody is. You never know who they're going to become. It works both ways, right? Yeah. In our situation, like there are people who we've met and now it's like, okay, I'm telling you how it is. And then there's the other way too, where you might meet somebody else. And I mean, we could have met somebody at this C4D thing or at Half Res. We had no idea who they are, and they're going to be some super ultra famous person in a couple of years.
Yep.
David
Ariev, I'm looking at you.
Oh, yeah. He's my hero.
He is my hero.
You never know who people are who they're become. Here, this is a good time for me to work in this story.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Work
so, what?
I said work it.
Okay, so years ago, I was working for George Strait.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing a show in Austin. We were doing our very first show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working the gear and whatnot and trying to get our systems ready. I was in charge of all the video stuff, like building it and getting it set, making sure it all worked and all that kind of stuff for the tour.
Nice.
As well as directing. And I was just standing there. We were pretty much ready to go. It was the day of the first show. We had been rehearsing for days, and we were just standing there, kind of just, you're always kind of in a hurry up and wait situation.
Okay. I know this story.
I know you can't say anything yet.
I love this story.
So there is a like backstage door or whatever on this ramp, and I'm just standing there, and this girl opens the door, and she comes in. She's holding a guitar case, and she's just standing there, like really confused looking, like doesn't know what is going on or where she needs to be going or whatever. And so I'm like, are you looking for somebody? Like, what's the deal? It's like, I don't know who this is. She doesn't have a past. She has not, she told me who she's looking for, and I helped her find whoever she was looking for. Mm-hmm. And so, come to find out, like later on, because they started rehearsing, that she was like the first act, the very opening act, which, I had done George Strait for a couple of years, and that's what the first act was, always somebody super, super fresh, right? Mm-hmm. Like,
fresh,
not necessarily that good either.
Right.
So this girl went on stage. She did her first show. She was, not great, out of tune, just shaky, just not all that. And there was one night in particular where she was talking on stage, and she's like, it's hard to believe that only a year ago I was sitting at a desk in high school, just doing my work, and somebody yells in the audience, "Go back!" I was like, man. And we went through stuff like, the parent, because the parents were out there because she was so young, and the parents were like, "Oh, it's just her microphone. There's something wrong with her microphone." So then they got like a special microphone made because this is going to fix everything that's wrong, right? Poor craftsman blames his tools. And then every night, parents made her stay upstairs on the concourse, like signing autographs until every single person had left that wanted an autograph. I would be pushing cases. Worked. It was like 2 years after the show or whatever, or 2 hours after the show, and I was pushing cases upstairs, just doing my thing, and she's up there still signing autographs, and just went through all of this, and it turns out that girl was Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
And it just proves that you never know who somebody's going to be, right?
Yep.
I should have gotten her phone number right then. Like, I'd have a sugar mama and I'd be rich by now.
Totally.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah. So you never know. But the whole thing, what I was saying at the beginning of this, is that your reputation can follow you even silently.
Yeah.
Right? So like
absolutely.
It's one thing to burn a bridge and be like,
yeah,
and find out that something happened.
You can be on, social networks or whatever, and it doesn't matter how you portray yourself there, like your interactions with people and stuff like that is your reputation that is going to follow you,
But imagine like you burn a bridge and you go to a job interview, and then somebody that was below you before is interviewing you, and you're like, oh man, and you realize that you screwed that person a long time ago, and you didn't get the job because of it, right? That's one way. But then
not literally, but figuratively.
Yeah, because you probably would get the job.
Right.
So that's one way that you realize that you messed up, right? Or that you burned a bridge. But then there's the silent way where like this person may have really wanted that guy to come and work. He might have interviewed that guy and said, "Oh, this guy's awesome."
Yeah.
And then we were like, no, you don't want that job. And if he goes back and he says, no, I'm not going to take it, he's never going to know.
Yeah. Basically,
gonna know
we
why.
turn the power around to him,
Right.
Like, and it's really difficult, especially when you're going into a new job, what to expect,
Yeah.
and really you would love to get some of that information, like a Glassdoor, any single job that I would ever apply for, I would always check Glassdoor.com. It gives reviews from former employees of a company.
Oh, nice. I never heard of that.
And it's funny, like this one of the 2 jobs or so that I was working, I went on Glassdoor, and to a T, the things that they were saying on there were exactly what it was like working for them.
The problem is you never know. It's like Amazon reviews.
Yeah.
Only the people with the bad experiences are the ones that actually do the review.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's like a whole bunch of bad reviews because all the other people were happy and never thought to go online and say something.
I don't know. I see a bunch of positive reviews.
There are. That's just because there's so many people on Amazon. But something like this, it's like nobody who worked at that place and had a great time and loved it probably went on there and talked about how great it was.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So you got to kind of take that kind of information as just assume every person who wrote on that site is probably pissed off that they left the company.
Yeah.
Just
maybe.
Keep that in mind. There's probably some truth in there. Or there is, I'm sure there's some truth in there. But just keep that in mind when you go read that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. And you don't know who that person was.
Yeah, but if they're talking about like the people, the ones that I was reading, they're talking about like the culture of the company, and like how it was so hard as a new person in order to try and make it, unless you were like these top 5 people, you weren't going anywhere,
Right.
Which is still the case with them.
Because when you see the kind of review that's like, oh man, that guy had no idea what he's talking about. I knew so much better than he did how to run the company, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is, it's one of those things where maybe they were a know-it-all and that's why they were canned or something. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
what else we got?
on another topic, I wanted to talk as well. We don't have that much this week. I wanted to talk about personal note taking because I feel like there's a lot of different ways to do this, and I was just thinking about it because I was doing it the other day.
Yeah.
So, how do you take notes from day to day? If something pops into your mind that you want to write down, how do you write it down?
If I want to write it down,
yes.
I'll actually grab my phone, go into my notes thing, and write it down, or, just type it out.
And use your notes app.
Or if it's something that I want to remember, say, hey, Siri, remind me of this and blah, 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 blah. Which, by the way, the new operating system, I'm finally liking it now that I got the new phone with the touch, because I hated you hit the home button and then you had to type in your code, but then I added my fingerprint to it, and so now all I do is hit the button and it turns it on, which is nice.
Did you not have the fingerprint before?
I did, but I hated having to type in the code. I can't remember why I didn't want it. I didn't want it on all the time. I wanted to be able to use it for like Apple Pay and stuff like that, but I didn't want to use it to unlock my phone. I just wanted to be able to swipe to open. That's all I wanted,
No, I'm really liking it, and the problem is I'm having some issues with notes syncing right now correctly. It's weird. It's using weird stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But when you want to remember something, besides telling Siri, it's not really about
and the Hey Siri stuff is fantastic. Being able to say that, like I'll be driving and I'll have it up on my dashboard, because I got the little magnetic thing, and being able to tell her to call my wife without even having to touch the phone is fantastic. Because I'm a poor person, not a rich person who doesn't have Bluetooth.
It's like the whole. You're not going to be able to say that on the show because then it's going to stop people's podcasts.
No, actually, it recognizes your voice only.
Oh, that's right, because it trains it when you start it. That's good.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
That's good. Because
not if you were
Merlin
saying
Man,
"Hey Alexa."
Yeah, Oh, here we go again. Was that
That was
David Ariev?
Yeah, that was David.
Oh, that's funny.
We were playing
Because that's
Halo
before we
together.
really knew each other that well.
We were playing Halo together the other day, and his echo just started going crazy.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's funny. I have the mini Echo. What's the small puck Echo?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I got the big one in the kitchen, but I have a
Right.
small one in the theater room next to the Xbox.
Yeah,
Mine hasn't done anything like that.
It's funny.
How
How do you take notes?
Well, reminders are one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, like Merlin Mann says, so he doesn't screw up anybody's podcast, he says, ahoy telephone.
Okay.
So he says, ahoy telephone, remind me to do such and such. And that's really good, like if you need a reminder at a certain time to do something. But usually when I'm taking notes, it's because I got to get something out of my head.
Right.
And onto paper because I'm going to forget it.
Yeah.
Even if I tell myself I'm going to remember it,
You know what? I do
always
that.
forget.
I'm so bad about that. I tell myself all the time, okay, I'm totally going to remember this. And then I forget about it.
Yeah. I do it so much that I've just... I know myself way too well now to think that I will, in a million years, remember whatever it was that I was going to write down. So the thing that I like having is having the notes on every device that I own.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be in front of one of those devices 99.999% of the time, especially my phone. You know, if I'm out and I'm walking down the street and I think, oh, I got to talk about that on the podcast, take out the phone, put it in the notes.
Yep.
That simple.
Put it in the note. Put it in the note. Bum bum.
And
nothing?
so
I guarantee you we'll have a listener who recognizes that song, and they'll be like, "Oh man, you know that reference to Disney movie?"
Disney, put the papers in the bag with the with the bears.
Never mind.
Yeah. See, I'm good, right?
Right.
Who else would have gotten that?
Yeah.
Who else would have gotten that? Your wife. I wonder if anybody got that on the.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So a written record, like bookmarks, for example. Like, how do you keep track of bookmarks?
I don't bookmark anything.
Like, if you want to remember a link to something,
I don't ever really want to remember links to stuff. I'll just if it's important to me sending it to someone, I'll just send them that right there
at the time.
You know, yeah.
I'm a weird hoarder when it comes to bookmarks.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I do not go back to that bookmark, or I just go on Google and I'll search for it.
Yep,
but
same here.
There's a small part of me that thinks, what if I can't find it later?
Yeah.
So like I use Instapaper and I have it on my phone and I have it in my browsers, because if I am trying to remember what something was, I'm like, oh, I know it was a thing with like a bear in it and it was Disney and it was something about papers in the bag, and I go to Google and I can't find it, then I can go back to my Instapaper, and it's cool because it's just a bookmark on top of your browser, and when you're on a page you click it and it just saves it to that.
Yeah.
And most of the time I never go back to it.
Yep.
And then you've got saved for later.
I think it's like ridiculous. These people, we have a client who, you know, I help him edit and stuff, and kind of showing him how to edit, and he goes to these bookmarks. He has everything bookmarked, and it's like, why go through 4 pages of bookmarks just to find what you want? And then he's like a real stickler about it being alphabetized, so he literally has to go through and move stuff to make sure everything is alphabetized.
Oh my gosh. Like manually.
Yes, manually.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't go to that extent at all. The one thing that I do like, because a lot of times you'll be flipping through your phone or you'll be somewhere where you can't watch something or can't read something. I do like on Facebook that now one of their things for, instead of like share or copy link, it's save for later.
Oh, okay.
And it actually saves it. Because it's like, okay, I really want to watch this, but I don't want to forget where it is or how to get to it or who posted it so that I can go back and find it. And it will actually remind you, if you don't go back and look at it within a couple days, and say, hey, you saved this article, do you want to go read it? And I kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't used it.
It's pretty good. You should try it.
Yeah.
But all the notes, I mean, that's where I keep everything, really. It's the notes. I'm curious to what people who are not on a Mac do for their notes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's the syncing that's the big deal. Like, maybe they use Evernote, I guess, which is a big one.
I don't know.
Because there's just so much to be said about having that synced thing right in front of you, and you can use it all the time, just no matter what. Because getting it out of your head and onto paper is the absolute best thing. So
yeah, it's probably Evernote or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Google Keep. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm. Huh? Sounds like something they'll retire in a couple of years.
Simple Note, Evernote, Microsoft OneNote, Workflowy, TiddlyWiki. TiddlyWiki, not TiddlyWiki. Anyway, I don't know. I was just a quick Google search because I'm curious once we go over to PCs.
Yeah, I know, right? No, when we go to PCs, I'm still going to be on a Mac.
Yeah.
Just for my other stuff, I'd just be working on that system for Cinema 4D and After Effects. So, half-res, there's a great post that somebody, Brad Chimlewski? Dang it. Man, so hard to pronounce all these names. He did a little video.
Oh yeah, this one.
A little half-res wrap-up, which is
pretty cool.
So we're going to post
and you can
link
catch
to that.
Dave's face just slightly in the background for like a split second.
Yeah, I'm famous.
You're famous.
And this is really great. This is another great. See, this is another thing I love about the Facebook Octane group. This guy, Sean Wang, he posted on the group, and he said, I quit my job and worked on I think he said, I quit my job and worked on this full time for like 9 months. And it's this project he did called Planet Unknown, and it's super awesome. It's very, there's some Pixar-ish feel to it in a way.
Yeah, I was going to say,
the
it looks
robots and stuff.
like a Wall-E type thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but man, it looks great. Really great job. I mean, just such an undertaking to do something like this. And
music is pretty.
Yeah, work on it full time. So we're going to post a link to that because, I mean, just so much work went into it, just trying to get that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, so we got a lot of
pretty.
Oh yeah, it's just so much work went into it, So major props, and we have quite a bit of like random social email stuff. So I thought we'd hit that up. Like we said, we're going to hit up Josh Foster's email pretty soon. All right, so we got Kevin Snyder, who sent us a Facebook question. Said, do you know if there is a way to export a Cinema 4D scene that uses a parallel camera to After Effects and then have the 3D data line up? Because when he opens the AEC file, the nulls are not in the correct location because of the parallel camera in Cinema 4D. I have never tried to do that, but I do not think that there is a parallel camera in After Effects.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
I said, man, I'm like, dude, I don't know if there is a way, if you really can do that. My suggestion, though, to get around that is to do a camera that's like super, super far away with like a crazy telephoto lens on it. Because then you could bring that into After Effects and it's going to look almost like a parallel camera because everything's going to be very compressed. And that's really the only way I can think of doing it, because if your camera is really far away, I mean, just everything is going to look super close to each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of like the old court case with the billboards, where there was a court case and it was something about there were too many billboards and not billboards, I think, but signs in the city. Like Burger King, McDonald's signs, Chevron, gas stations, restaurants, like all this stuff, like all together, right? So there were two sides of this because they said it was cluttering up the city. It was making it look bad. And they wanted to reduce all the signage. And so both sides had a photographer come out and take photos of the signs to show how bad it was. And so the people that were for having all the signs and commerce and stuff, they had a guy take the pictures, and he got next to one of the signs. He had just a regular lens. He wasn't really zoomed in. And he took the photo, and you could see, like, way in the distance is the next sign, and in the distance is the next sign, and so on. And the other side, he went very, very far away. Yeah, and from very far away, and took, like, the telephoto, and then the compression, all the signs were all mashed up and jumbled together. And so the judge threw out both of them because he thought the photos were doctored on one of the sides.
Nice.
And he didn't know which side it was doctored on.
That's funny.
So compression can really give that illusion. So that was the only thing that I could come up with in a solution for that. I've never heard of a parallel camera in After Effects.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Veer Extreme Core sent us a couple things. This is on the episode with Nick, talking about the headphone jack on the iPhone with analog.
He brings up a good point. He said one thing, the headphone jack had a zero latency audio. I don't know, many people play rhythm games, but just go ahead and try to play something as simple as don't touch the white tiles with Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I've been looking into some Bluetooth headphones. If we're going to start, we've done a lot of traveling this year, and if we're going to keep doing stuff like that, I need to get myself a good pair of headphones. I've got some awesome Sennheisers, and they're really good for, like, when I'm sitting in my office or whatever, but being on a noisy plane, man, it's it's tough.
I absolutely love my Bluetooth earbuds.
Yeah,
I don't
like earbuds.
Article.
I am all about over ear. About over the ear.
But you always wear those in earbuds that you're wearing right now.
Yeah, but they're
all the time.
They're the Apple ones, and for some reason, like, it's because I have them in all the time. Because you and I are always talking on Skype, or we're playing Halo, or whatever. And so like, literally, like, my ears are so used to these ones. But other earbuds, man, I hate them.
Man, I have Jaybirds.
Yeah.
Blue Jay birds, I forget the name of them, but I actually wrote an article on Amazon about how much I liked them, which is funny because we were talking about that earlier in the show. And just, man, I've had them for years now, and they're just going strong. Love them. Yeah, and they double as microphone and all that stuff too for making phone calls. So
I bought a pair of, spent like $30 or $40 on a pair of, like, Bluetooth workout headphones.
Yeah.
And, accidentally washed them with all my clothes. I wore them, like, once.
That sucks.
Yeah, it did.
Veer Extreme Core also says he has to agree with Nick when he said Cinema 4D just seems to make sense. Most of the times when you clicked on the button, you knew what you'd be getting. He says, I think Moto and Houdini have started doing something similar, but yeah, Cinema 4D is the easiest tool.
Totally true. Yeah, like, I was actually talking to someone at the DFWC 4D about it. Like, we had, it was cool. Dave and I set up, we took my two computers and we set them up, and we were like, hey, if you guys want to give it a try, you want to try Octane, you want to try a regular renderer, you want to try Corona renderer, we've got them here just to play with, if you want to know something more about, man, we're totally pushing cinema. We're C4D pushers.
Well, of course, because we like using it,
Yeah. We had a bunch of people, a bunch of After Effects users. We didn't have it was probably split between half cinema users, half After Effects users, And so, like, the After Effects users who hadn't gotten into cinema, I sat down with a guy and I was kind of showing him what to do. And I was like, yeah, you've got this in After Effects, blah, 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 all the same stuff. And so, like, he was really into it because he could see that it was, how easy it was.
Yeah, super intuitive.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dimitri sent something in and said, so I'm driving along listening to the guys debate about ordering a t-shirt and about ordering a t-shirt when I hear my name mentioned on the podcast. Put a big smile on my face. And about the iMac, they're easy to underestimate and resent when you've got a real system at home. But all the artwork in this photorealism study, shameless plug, was created using that same iMac. So we've got a link to that. We'll post that. And he says you get really good at optimizing and squeezing in everything you can from direct lighting. And then Paul Robinson, we had been talking about, he's thinking about pulling the trigger on a card. Looks like he's going to go for it with the 980 Ti.
Yeah, do a 980 Ti and do a second, what was it, the 670 or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the monitor, for driving the monitors.
Yeah.
You're probably
David just bought another 980 Ti.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Nice.
he's got two 980 Ti's and a 780 Ti.
And Barton posted a picture of his shopping cart full of 1080s.
1080s, yeah. On his personal Facebook. That was pretty good.
That's good. And then Sage said, Dave just mentioned Neverhood extra cool points.
I don't know what Neverhood
Flashback
is.
Friday,
What is
hashtag my childhood, hashtag catching up. The Neverhood, it's the thing I mentioned, the claymation video game by by DreamWorks.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid, it was on PC. It's where I was mentioning the sound effects record thing, man reading.
Oh, okay.
All that, man. What a great deal. Skull Monkeys was like technically like the follow up, which was done on PlayStation 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neverhood.se. This is a website of the archive of old Neverhood.com, taken down in December 2002.
Oh man, it's such a great follow. It had a crazy following. It's pretty nuts, man. It was such a great game. But he also says, even if I had an Xbox, you really don't want me on Fireteam Bro. I suck at FPS. Portal, maybe?
You know what? No, you know what? And here's the thing. I sucked at first-person shooters, too. I'm still not great. But, man, there's been a few games where I'll get, 13, 15 kills, and not that many deaths.
Feels good, bro.
It feels real good. But then, there's a lot of games where I only get, 3 kills and, 20 deaths. But that's all right.
It's all right. It's fun. It's a stress reliever. Mm-hmm. So we got to get somebody else on our fire team, man. There's got to be somebody out there.
Just need one more.
Yeah. And then Kevin Snyder said, just wanted to give you a shout out for the fast response on Facebook. Oh, that was the question about the parallel camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have an awesome Friday. Got to keep that Facebook response time up, right?
Right. See, you handle Facebook, I'll handle Twitter.
Yeah,
and anything I don't know on Twitter, I'll just send it your way.
All our people are on Twitter.
They are. It's because Twitter rules.
Let's see. And then we just had a couple randos here. Shane playing with Octane Render, thanks to the Brograph guys last night. Mm-hmm. Ryan, thanks to Maxon, Brograph, and Barton Damer for a cool meetup last night in Dallas. Looking forward to another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy crap. This is going to be the shortest show we've ever done.
Is it? Hour and a half?
Hour 20, yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. Not bad. It's all right, man.
It's no 3 hours with David Ariev.
I think we had some decent content for me being home for 3 hours.
That's true.
And leaving tomorrow. So
that's true.
You got to give us some credit for that.
I'm working on the people. We got Chad Ashley next week. Mm-hmm. I got to figure out once we get a free week or whatever. I got to start pushing people. So people, if you're listening, expect an email. I got your email address, so I know.
You can rate us on iTunes. Leave a review, please. Do we have any more reviews?
I don't know. Quick. Here, you keep make up a story, and I'll
just keep going here. Okay. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes if you don't already do that, or if you're just listening online or on YouTube. You can say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt with the No Brograph, No Mograph tee. I still need to post the Paul Babb one, which we need to ask him which charity he would like the proceeds to go to. And we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube and Brograph.com.
No new reviews.
Come on,
send us some reviews. Maybe we should do a
man. We shouldn't have to bribe people to do good reviews.
That's true. That's fine.
But we will do one of those soon.
Yeah.
I think maybe we'll do one of those in December when ratings tend to fall.
Oh, that's
on
podcasting.
A good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. All of our regular listeners,
Well, we'll see what happens this year. But any podcast I've been doing podcasting since 2005, and every December the ratings just dive.
Yep.
You have like 10% of your listeners stop listening for a month, and then it comes back up. It's really weird.
Yep.
Everybody's off work and such. No commutes. I think that's what it is. Less commutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone's spending time with their families and stuff like that. They're taking a couple weeks off from listening. Family. What is that?
Sad. Yeah.
I love my family.
Anyway, we're gonna go play some Halo. And sleep, and then get on a plane.
Yes.
And when we come back, we're gonna be chilling with Chad Ashley. So
if any of you Portlanders are gonna be out there tomorrow, which is technically today, the 26th, hit us up. Maybe we'll meet up for a beer.
Or Thursday, late Thursday night.
Wait, late Thursday night?
No.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Very late Wednesday night.
Very late Wednesday night.
Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe we'll find some time. And maybe on Tuesday night.
Maybe on Tuesday night, yeah.
Yeah. So hit us up.
Let's see. Or before 2:55 on Thursday.
I know. We're like trying to figure it all out. We don't have a lot of time. But it would be nice. We'll go to Pizza Schmitza at least and get a slice.
Schmitza. Man, I think it's Burgerville or Burger Town or something like that. Man, they got some good burgers there. I haven't been to Portland since I started eating meat again, so I got to try one of their actual burgers because I always had their veggie burger.
See, that's the thing. You gave up all that stuff, and you had to get take another vice off the list. And you brought back the meat at least, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Dude, man, I used to be so skinny before I started eating meat again. I was 170 pounds when I left Portland. Now I'm like 220.
I can't imagine though. Like,
it's
not
all
only
meat.
you get rid of your caffeine and your coffee and your alcohol and you get rid of drugs and smoking and meat. What is left in this world?
I know, right? It was funny. Like, I did a shoot this weekend. I went and did this shoot, and it was all like psychology. And like they made it seem like, doesn't matter what you do, you are going to screw up your kids somehow, and everyone has an addiction, and everyone, needs to work, and everyone's addiction is caused by some sort of traumatic event that they had as a kid, Really? So you're going to screw up your kid and cause them to become an addict, or if you have an addiction, you are addicted because you had some traumatic experience, and it's like, oh man, I've given up all my addictions. What do I have left?
Meat.
At
least you got that.
Sugar, man. Sugar's the big addiction.
Not much anymore though.
No. My life is really boring.
You're gonna have to give that up. You're gonna have to give up the sugar, man, and just eat more meat.
No way.
Yeah.
No processed meats. That's where I heard that stuff causes cancer.
True.
That's
everything does though.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
All right. Well, we're gonna take off and play Halo, so we will see y'all next week.
Yep.
And until then, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Have a good one.
Later, bros.
It's pretty good, I guess. Brograph.com, an online resource for learning critical components of Cinema 4D and After Effects, specifically catered to help you prevail as a motion graphic designer.
What's up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph motion graphics tutorial.
We give you professional time-saving tips, shortcuts, and lessons that help give you an edge over your fellow designers. Not only this, but our new Brograph Talks help you in your file management, hardware configuration, and client relations.
I love projects that scare me. When our art director comes to us and asks for something that I had never done before, man, it gets me pumped.
Join us for live sessions, check out our crazy Cinema 4D experiments, or just watch our Fun with Brograph series, where we show you practical applications for techniques learned in previous tutorials. Do this from the beginning, and your client is going to respect that, and they're going to respect you, and they're going to respect your time. Subscribe today and get automatic updates on the latest tutorials, tricks, tips, and inspiration brought to you by industry professionals Dave Koss and Matt Milstead, all with a slight dash of dry humor peppered in. It's a real nice banana.
Brograph.com, your source for tutorials that will help you thrive in the motion graphics industry. Don't just play around with Cinema 4D and After Effects, master it, and make money by becoming indispensable at your workplace.
We don't care how you get here, folks. Just get here. Subscribe now to Brograph Tutorials. It's pretty good, I guess.